Hello everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome back. Some exciting Rebel Moon updates to share with you guys today. In the meantime, if you have missed anything on my channel the past couple days, head over there and check those out too. And if you are new, thank you for checking out my channel. And if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing. So as we get closer to Rebel Moon, this is kind of what I expected a little bit. I expected there to be more and more like announcements and things coming out about the Rebel Moon universe. And indeed, that is what is happening. And it is becoming a universe long before we even get the first film released. So now they are adding even more things into the Rebel Moon universe that we can expect. And that is an animated comic book, an animated series, and a narrative podcast. So we recently saw the announcement that Zack shared for the prequel comic, House of Blood Axe, the House of Blood Axe, which is Ray Fisher's character, him and his sister duo. So we got that announcement as well, and I made a video on that if you wanted to get caught up on that update as well. So now let's see what Zack has to say about the animated series and all the other stuff. It is going to be featured again in Total Film magazine in the upcoming issue. A couple of months ago it was featured on the cover. This time it has another feature on the inside of the magazine. It's not on the cover, but it still has a feature in the upcoming issue. So this is what they're sharing from Total Film. Now, the animated series, the animated comic book, and a narrative podcast are all set prior to the events of the film. Okay, so I love this quote from Zack. He said, "I'm the gatekeeper of what's possible. I'm the only one who knows where the whole story is going, and I do have it mapped all the way." We're doing a narrative podcast and an animated comic book and an animated series. They'll all take place before the events of the movie, so you can start to understand the vastness of the mythology that we've been working on. And I think the more information we get about Rebel Moon, the more we see that it is going to be very vast and very deep and super detailed and just have so much to explore and so much to offer. I love that statement about "I'm the gatekeeper. I know where everything is going." I love that he said that, so people can't, there's no way, like, this is all his original ideas, and I love that. So co-writer Kurt Johnstad also expanded on this a little bit more. He said the world is very, very detailed and fleshed out. There's hundreds and hundreds of pages of documents of methodology and mythology and lore. The timeline goes back 800 years from our movies. So they have just gone down a rabbit hole expanding on the Rebel Moon universe and history, and just that's insane how much they have come up with, an actual like full-blown universe of just lore, mythology, history. That is a lot. That is a lot. And like I said, we haven't even seen the first movie yet, right? So I love that Netflix is just letting them go all the way with this universe, with this IP. I think it's turning into a lot more than I ever expected. Probably even more than what they expected. When Zack talked about this a little bit in the past, he kind of just presented it as like this idea he had for an interesting movie. Then they found their home at Netflix and they were like, well, why don't we do 2 movies? And then now it's just like, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Why don't we do this? And it's just so cool. It's awesome. I love all the support. I love the confidence and like, oh, we don't have to wait to see how people react to the first movie before we decide where we're going to go from there. We're just doing all of this and we're building this massive universe off of this original IP. And we're giving people something new and fresh and original to look forward to. It's very cool. It's just so cool. And I'm excited. It also mentions that there is a 12-foot whiteboard in the writer's room featuring the Rebel Moon timeline in all its glory. The quote here, I think it's also from the co-writer, says, "There's a ruler with inches but underneath the whiteboard. And the 2 movies are literally 2 or 3 inches of that entire 12-foot span." So he's just demonstrating how much other lore and mythology and history is involved in the Rebel Moon universe besides just the 2 movies that we're getting, part 1 in December, part 2 in April. We're getting a novelization of that, which I made a video about, the cover reveal, so you can check that out as well. There's going to be a video game. I don't know what's happening with the RPG, with the board, with the game, with the tabletop role-playing game, because they were kind of having some issues with that, so I don't know if that's still going to happen, but they're still doing a video game and a novelization. these, you know, the comic books, now animated series. I mean, they're just doing everything with this, like I said, before we even see anything besides the trailer. And speaking of that, there is another exciting, hopeful, I mean, I hope this is what happens. We've been waiting to find out any confirmation on a limited theatrical run. IMDb might give us a little bit of hope. I recently made a video about the British Film Board giving Rebel Moon a rating of 15. I'm not sure how their rating works over there, but that's the rating it got over there. But the interesting thing about that was that there was also a release date of December 15th listed. Now the Netflix release date is December 22nd. So that kind of gives some hints that there could be a theatrical run, because in the past when Netflix did theatrical runs, limited theatrical runs for the original movies, it would be a week before the Netflix release, which that is following the same pattern. So IMDb has similar information listed on the page for Rebel Moon. It says United Kingdom, December 15th, 2023. In parentheses, it says limited. It says the same information for the United States. And then for Mexico, the UAE, and Australia, and there's more, you know, you can click on to see more. It says internet. So limited, hopefully that means limited theatrical run, especially because it says December 15th, and that's not the release date for Netflix. Geek Week is coming up. Okay. The 6th through the 12th, Rebel Moon's not going to be featured until the 12th, the last day. But I'm hoping that they announce a theatrical run during that event. That would be a great time to do it because it'd be like a month before the release. I'm not aware of any other like events that Netflix is going to have between Geek Week and the release of Rebel Moon. So that would be the time to make any cool announcements if they have another teaser to share or whatever. And I think fans will be really excited. We're still waiting on an official confirmation from, you know, Netflix or from Zack. But things are kind of, it seems that way right now. I don't see why IMDb would be inaccurate, especially because it's not that far away. So again, Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, releases December 22nd on Netflix. Part 2, The Scar Giver, releases April 19th. And hopefully we're getting an announcement for a theatrical run coming up very soon. And all of this other cool stuff that they are doing for Rebel Moon is just awesome. I think it's so satisfying to see all of this happening for Zack's original IP after everything that we have seen happen over the past several years with DC and Warner Brothers. It just, Netflix is doing the right thing. I hope they get the strike worked out. I think they're trying to come to an agreement soon, like as we speak, and I hope it gets worked out because I really want them to do. A long time ago, Zack had said that they were going to do like a whole press tour and stuff like that for Rebel Moon, and I hope that they are able to do that. There were some exceptions made, I think, for the upcoming Hunger Games movie that's coming out. They're allowing the actors to promote the film. You know, if they don't come to some kind of agreement, by the time they're supposed to be doing press for this movie, I hope that maybe they'll make another exception, or I really want them to be able to promote this. And I know Zack can and like Netflix can, but it would be nice for them to be able to do the press junket that Zack talked about before with the cast and everything. So I hope that they get, you know, everything they need worked out to be able to do that. Again, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you can stay up to date on all of these cool announcements. I suspect there will be more, especially after Geek Week, and not to mention, you know, other stuff, you know, going on with DC and Disney and all the other things that we talk about on here. So I also do have a course published on Teachable now for creators out there. If you're interested, drop a comment below and I can send you an invitation link to enroll. If you want more information about it, you can also follow me on the socials. And thank you guys for all of the support. Shout out to any new subscribers. We will see you very soon.